Thank you. Good evening. That's the very end of it. So the last heroes are left. So mini invasiveness, sorry, that's what we would like to get in our surgery for the benefit of the patient. So certainly the PK isn't really minimally invasive. So that's why DALK has been devised, although it isn't strictly speaking, minimally invasive because, however, we remove some clear cornea, and this it has to be considered as a small failure, and the eye in the end is a bit weakened, although not as much weakened as it happens with the PK. So this is a procedure that has been designed sometime earlier, and it was used in the past, and we might go back to it. So the integrity of the bulb is certainly assured. But what could a truly minimally invasive lamella keratoplasty? I would suggest three procedures. First of all, endothelial. Endothelial endothelial procedure is a great invention because it allows us to preserve the patient's cornea and to have it clear on top of that. So you may see here, this is a case dating back to the 2005. This is a system that we had developed 12 years ago. We didn't have the titanium plate at the time. And then now endothelial keratoplasty means DSEC or DMEC that might use 1.5 channel. So there are new developments in the pipeline, but however, this is a terrific procedure. And so the eye and the cornea becomes really clear, and this is a really minimally invasive outcome. And then another case, the outcome that we could achieve sometimes. So rather than transplanting the cornea, we have removed the epithelium, and then we have added a patch on top of it. So if we add stromal thickness, and we know that from the DMEC, the cornea remains clear. So there is no problem to the epithelium. So we won't interfere with the suture because it will be only sutured at the periphery, so there will be no distortion. Here there has been a mild trauma, and you may see that the crystalline structure now is glued, so to say, to the cornea. So this is an epikeratoplasty, a good structural recovery, but after a few months after removing the stitches, the result was really satisfactory. And considering the refractive outcome, we can be very happy, and the patient didn't run any risk. Topical anesthesia, so no problems. This is a similar situation where we had a foreign body hole involving the iris. The same has been done. We have applied 4 stitches, a small cornea plug obtained from the periphery of the donor, and we have slided it until the hole was filled up. However, a good recovery without doing anything, but we waited for 5 months, and then very gently we have removed the outer lamella. And you may see here that as soon as we got close to the plug, we acted very gently and cautiously not to remove the plug. But the visual recovery Here you may see that the visual recovery was very good, minimal distortion, and also an excellent functional and visual recovery. Another point, something that I hope to see in the future, we have been talking about EP or EPI, EPI, and we may also talk about surgery within the cornea or inside the cornea. Why? Because a new technology is nowadays available that allows us to better understand the anatomy, which is OCT, sometimes even intraoperatively. And we also have lasers that theoretically should allow us to do whatever we like. And we hope that in the future the industry will provide us with more freedom in using these devices. This is a case dating back to a few years ago. Here you may see superficial erosions. So we wondered why not repairing it from the inside and make a small flap to be introduced through a pocket, and in this way reconstruct the eye structure. And that's what we've done. So we've used a laser, a femtolaser, to bevel some of the angles. And this is the situation after some years, a good functional and visual recovery, and the invasiveness was really minimal. And this idea of intrastromal lamellar keratoplasty actually has had some other developments. India Ganesh has, for instance, repaired from the inside hyperopia with a smile flaps. Another example, only a circular crown, so a whole sort of a donut, and this is for keratoconus. This is a paper that has been published 2 years ago. New technologies, we hope, will allow us to customize cuts and surfaces, and to models probably will be built in order to achieve the surface we are after. These are two patients with a peripheral pocket. This is a blind patient with a nystagmus, a congenital disease, and here we have introduced into the preserved lamella. So it was really a scary nystagmus, but the corneal structure, however, has been considerably improved and restored. He had no problems. Of course, he doesn't see, but it was, however, useful for him and for us to understand whether this was feasible, although we aren't perfect yet. This is a 10 years old little boy, an advanced keratoconus. Here I was frightened because the fear was that in playing soccer, for instance, the boy might be traumatized and then the eye might open. And so here I've only put one stitch on the top just for safety reason. The little boy the following day resumed playing, so he sees 2 of 10. He's only 10 years old, so there is a risk of amblyopia.